Hello and welcome everyone. Hope this webinar finds you well and healthy. Not a small thing to ask for in the winter, but health is actually setting the scene for this webinar. My name is Stefan Haug. I'm Head of Solutions Marketing at Panasonic Connect Europe. Today it is my great honor to kick off a long overdue discussion. How can technology companies like Panasonic with an expertise in electronics help pharmaceutical companies to solve a global challenge that has the potential to destabilize whole societies? I'm talking about the threats for the global supply chain of medicines, vaccines, and all kinds of pharmaceuticals. We will present a new improved solution for passive cooling. Longer cooling times ensure more flexibility in the management and operation of clinical trials for biopharmaceutical companies. Combined with a higher tracking and tracing capability, it might provide the solution for at least one of the demanding threats. But to get a better idea on where the challenges are, we hosted a roundtable with experts from the pharmaceutical supply chain, from 3PLs to manufacturers, CDMOs and CMOs. Hafi, project lead of the research agency Ulteria, summarizes the results.
Worldwide supply chains continue to be affected by challenges relating to fallout from the pandemic, including shortages, delays and disruption. The last year, we hosted a group of senior leaders from pharmaceutical companies, and we found that organizations need to reimagine and make their supply chain differently to ensure business continuity and support expansion. In today's increasingly digitized world, there are new technologies being deployed across the life science industry all the time. These include AI, digital twinning, data analytics, and more. One of the big challenges is understanding how these technologies can be used within the biopharma supply chain. But the challenge here is not the adoption of these technologies, it is bringing the people within organizations and beyond organizational walls together to implement and use them. The safety and security of the supply chain is critical in biopharma as mass-produced drugs are used by society. While patients need medicine in a timely fashion, quality is the watchword and drugs must have the right raw materials and ingredients. One recent example of a lack of materials is the COVID-19 booster vaccines and the shortage of syringes, which presented a challenge for drug distribution. To better understand raw material requirements, data analytics and predictive analytics play a vital role, alongside technologies such as agnostic self-planning supply chain tools where AI comes into the equation. Biopharma companies must make decisions around inventory by determining the level of distribution risk associated with key products. It may be the case that biopharma companies need to accept slightly higher costs for certain products, knowing that they have lowered the risk of non-delivery of a particular drug to market. Implementing user-friendly technologies that everyone across the supply chain can easily access is key. Making sure partners are aligned with the same mindset and roadmap to take ideas forward is also crucial. If the biopharma sector is only looking to achieve maximum benefit at the lowest cost, ultimately margins will be too stretched. Small steps such as focusing on certain segments of the supply chain to make inroads into a process that generates value may well provide the company with the ability to move an idea forward. We asked the group whether supply chain shortages in pharma production could impact supply chain issues in relation to clinical trials, and if so, how such impacts can be mitigated. And all agreed that with clinical supply, it is often hard to know what raw materials are needed to supply the study. In fact, the time frame for the whole process has shrunk from years to months. One participant said, "We have a production plan only for drug substances. We rely on CMOs who want to forecast from us 6 months ahead of time, and it is very hard to request additional material." This is why it is important to build a relationship with a CMO with umbrella contracts that are not product specific but focus on capacity reservation. As long as products are similar, this provides a fallback. Ultimately, if you want to mitigate the risk of a lack of inventory, you must have a strong relationship with a CMO. Likewise, it has become more important to have alternate partners in the pipeline in case there is an issue, so the biopharma company can avoid any potential risk in the supply chain. Often the company is susceptible to the partner's supply chain issues, and in some instances, it will manage the partner's supply chain for them to de-risk any supply shortages or other challenges in their chain. To actively address this issue, biopharma companies should explore alternative supply sources over a period of time. According to the World Health Organization, the number of clinical trials in progress has started to decrease and is now more in line with the pre-COVID-19 levels. However, this could very easily switch course again and is therefore important for organizations to always undertake cost-to-benefit trial calculations. It has been said in the discussion that what is hard to calculate is that if they don't reserve space with the CMOs, they might not obtain the material they require. Some CMOs, though, demand that manufacturing slots are booked 1 year ahead of time, and if this is not reserved, then the organization won't make its drug trial. This is where a good relationship with a CMO to respond quickly is imperative. The group agreed that a big hurdle in the supply chain is having the material available when it is needed. If the organization is not in charge of its manufacturing and is dependent on a CMO to make that material, this makes it very difficult to manage. According to one participant, the product can be stopped at any time in between those two moments. This means you cannot invest in a facility in the first instance that can produce for 5 million patients. On the other hand, you do not want R&D to develop a process that you cannot scale. This is why it is important to work with a small-scale manufacturing line, if possible, using a service provider that is focused on clinical trials but can produce for a larger scale further down the line is advised. When we asked how sustainability influences the decision-making process and what are participants' long-term sustainability initiatives, everyone agreed that sustainability must be mandatory. One of the participants said, if you are not sustainable, you can't be part of the market. In the future, all agreed that it is important to utilize digital solutions that help map out a proactive and a reactive sustainable supply chain strategy. When asked how sustainability influences the decision-making process and what are participants' long-term sustainability initiatives, everyone agreed that sustainability must be mandatory. One of the participants said, if you're not sustainable, you can't be part of the market. In the future, all agreed that it is important to utilize digital solutions that help map out a proactive and a reactive sustainable supply chain strategy.
Thank you very much, Hafi. Just FYI, we recorded the interview with her in our office in Bracknell earlier this year. Coming back to the results Hafi presented. The research provides plenty of opportunities for discussions with a technology provider such as Panasonic. Discussions on how technologies can help to solve the supply chain issues in the industry. There is, for example, the increased need to seamlessly extend the company's IT into the R&D labs, rugged, mobile and clean room capable. Or the requirement for a more transparent lifetime view on all shipments in a single control tower. Or the reality of more disrupted supply chain and therefore more flexibility with a potential disastrous impact on any temperature-sensitive goods. Today, we want to focus on the latest mentioned aspect of the research. COVID-19 accelerated the development and use of biotechnological drugs, a trend which hasn't stopped since. And here is where our passive cooling solution come in play. We have asked our colleague Kenta Miyamoto, a member of the engineering team developing the solution, to give us an introduction into VIXELL, why it is different and where it is superior compared to existing solutions in the market. Please, Kenta.
Hello everyone, and thank you for your interest in Panasonic VIXELL. My name is Miyamoto and I'm in charge of VIXELL sales at Panasonic in Japan. Today I would like to introduce VIXELL, a cooling box for transporting pharmaceutical products. VIXELL consists of a thermal storage unit, vacuum sealed case, and inspection board. The thermal storage unit consists of a storage box and ice packs, and by switching the ice packs, it can handle multiple temperature ranges. The vacuum sealed case, called VIC, has a three-dimensional vacuum-insulated structure with no seams and has a built-in wireless vacuum sensor. The inspection board reads the vacuum level of the VIC, where a box is placed on it, allowing for an immediate inspection of the VIC's insertion performance. VIXELL's core technology is vacuum insertion, so I'd like to explain to you. Generally, an insertion material called vacuum insulated panel called VIP is used for a cooling box that requires step temperature called transportation. This is made by vacuum packing glass and silica powder in an aluminum tabak. It has 10 times better insertion performance than glass and polystyrene foam. Since 1990, it has been actively developed as an energy-saving material for home appliances, especially refrigerators. Later, in 2010, a cooling box for pharmaceuticals with VIP was introduced. However, this VIP must be handled with great care. The important thing to note about VIP is that its insertion performance deteriorates. VIP exhibits very good insertion performance and a good vacuum condition. If the vacuum leaks completely, the performance will drop to 1/20th. This is due to the fact that the exterior of typical VIP is extremely thin, approximately 0.1 mm, and is easily damaged. In fact, Pharmaceuticals produces VIP for home appliances. That's why we are very familiar with this weakness. VIXELL overcomes the weakness of VIP. The most distinct feature of VIXELL is its VIC structure. Although it uses the same vacuum insertion technology as VIP, it has a skin that is 3 to 10 times thicker than VIP and has a seamless one-piece structure that is extremely durable and can be used repeatedly, minimizing cold air leakage, achieved cold storage for a long time. It also has a built-in wireless vacuum sensor, and the technology enables instantaneous insertion performance inspection, allowing us to detect box damage in advance that is difficult to detect visually, and to ensure safe and secure transportation. And unlike VIP, it has an aluminum-free structure, so radio wave can pass through it, and it's also possible to track temperature and location information with wireless data logger. VIXELL's product lineup comes in two box sizes, small and large. The temperature range of the summer units are dry ice -25 to 15 degrees, 2 to 8 degrees, and 15 to 25 degrees. We also have new products that are larger version of VIXELL. This is VIXELL palette. We have increased the capacity of VIXELL while maintaining the feature of VIXELL. It has achieved industry-leading cold storage performance, keeping temperature between 2 to 8 degrees for 10 days at a constant outside temperature of 30 degrees. It's also extremely lightweight, which helps reduce airfare. Furthermore, it has a panel design that's easy to assemble, making it a product that has been carefully designed. It is scheduled to be released in this year. We will continue to develop products that meet the needs of customers. This concludes the introduction of VIXELL. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Miyamoto-san. The solution is already in use in Japan. We had the chance to get a statement from Eiji Minimura, working for Suzuki before this webinar. The company Suzuki is the biggest pharmaceutical wholesaler in Japan. The company was founded in 1932 and operates with more than 13,000 employees in the area of ethical pharmaceuticals, diagnostic regions, medical equipment and supply, and medical foods, but also in the development and manufacturing of medical equipment. Please, over to you, Eiji.
I am Minimura from Suzuki Company Limited. Our company is a major pharmaceutical wholesale distributor targeting nationwide in Japan with a strong customer based in a wide range of healthcare-related industries, such as medical institutions and pharmaceutical manufacturers. Leveraging this foundation, we propose problem solving using VIXELL for customers facing temperature management challenges and have received high praise. The strengths of VIXELL, as I see them, are threefold. Firstly, its vacuum-insulated containers allows for long-term temperature maintenance. In recent years, the healthcare industries has raised temperature management standards, giving VIXELL a competitive advantage with its robust temperature maintenance performance. Secondly, VIXELL can provide test data supporting its performance, which is crucial as pharmaceutical manufacturers seek test data to meet their own standards, tailored to customer requirements. Thirdly, VIXELL's reusable cold storage materials make it an environmentally friendly choice, particularly in international import-export scenarios. With these features, we believe VIXELL meets customer needs and anticipate a growing demand in the future.
Thank you, Minamura-san. Suzuki Wholesale has, since 2019, more than 1,000 boxes in use in a highly effective deposit return system all over Japan. The boxes have been in active use for more than 100,000 hours without any drop in air pressure and therefore loss in temperature. The design, as Miyamoto-san previously explained, allows for reusage. But there are more advantages. To learn more about them, we have my colleague Edin Osmanovic here in the studio. Hello Edin, what else do you think is relevant around VIXELL to make it a complete solution for our customers?
Yeah, hi Stefan, thank you very much for the question. So, key elements of the solution are the service and the financial concepts. Service-wise, we offer EU-wide coverage including Switzerland and the UK. Service calls are handled by our 2 service centers in Cardiff and in Budapest. Here we offer support in 9 different European languages, can initiate swap service and carry out repairs. If the customer decides, however, for our circular rental system, then repairs are not relevant anymore. In this concept, our customer just tells us where to deliver the box, in which cooling condition. We will prepare the box, including pre-cooling, add the right data logger and bring it to the place where the drugs will be packed. Additionally, the customer can also decide that Panasonic takes care of the whole forwarding of the box to the final destination, within Europe or even overseas. The customer has 30 days to send back the box using an attached return label. After return of the box to one of our central warehouses, it will be inspected, cleaned and prepared for the next shipment. The customer pays only per shipment, which gives him more flexibility and less of a financial and operational burden.
Thanks, Edin. Good introduction into our final Q&A session for today. So your conclusion is VIXELL is the solution that is market ready?
Yes, I can confirm that the solution is market ready and the underlying processes are in place. We selected logistics partners who are specialized in the transport of temperature-sensitive drugs and can ensure quick delivery of the boxes across the EU and Switzerland. They are capable to precondition our boxes and even handle dry ice. We are further ramping up the business as more and more orders keep coming in.
Agree to that. Do we have customers in Europe?
Yes. We have a major German player from the pharma and chemical industry who selected Panasonic to manage the transport of their temperature-sensitive drugs, based on our circular rental system. The route we are covering is quite challenging in terms of the time the shipment remains in transit, with constant risk that the necessary cooling temperature cannot be maintained. After a successful pilot, we convinced the customer that we can fulfill all the requirements of these shipments reliably.
But we cannot yet speak about and name the customer. Hope that we can speak about them very soon. One question that is, I think, really important for the audience is, what is with the tracking and tracing capabilities that Miyamoto-san mentioned? Can you share a little bit more details about that?
Yes, what I can say is that for the real-time tracking, we are using an L-Pro data logger, as they prove to be very stable and accurate. However, we are continuously checking the market and evaluating new solutions and make the final choices based on the requirements of the customer.
How can the customers experience VIXELL in our solution?
So this year we will exhibit at the Logipharma for the second time and also at the CPHI. But every customer can also visit us in one of our showcases in Antwerp, London, Madrid or Wiesbaden. Or if they prefer the complete tour, we have a huge customer experience center in Munich. It's 6,000 square meters tall, where we show all of our solutions for the supply chain. So everyone should feel invited to visit the CXC.
Okay, so they can come to us or they can just watch this webinar. There's nothing more they can maybe do? Like here, for example, a validation?
Of course, we offer free boxes for any validation.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I think our customers will love to hear that. So the VIXELL box is available. Just apply to the website that we will now most likely here blend in. Thank you, Edin, again for your time. Thanks to Miyamoto-san, Minamura-san, and also, of course, to Hafid Ogati from Ulteria. It was a true pleasure to host this event today. I wish you just the best. In case you have any questions about VIXELL, how to use that, or any specific requirements that we haven't tackled yet, please reach out to us on the website. Thank you very much for your time and your for listening in to today's session, and wish you just a very good day.
Oh, schon nicht.